opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. Call now. You're listening to WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation, 690 days, 680 nights.
وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
And good morning and welcome to the Arab Daily News Radio Show. I'm your host, Ray Hanania, and today is Friday, May 13, 2016. It's 8:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here every second Friday of the month, broadcasting live in Detroit on WNZK AM 690 and in Washington, D.C. on AM 700 radio, hosted on Layla Al-Husseini's U.S. Arab Radio Network, Radio Baladi, which broadcasts every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every morning, Monday through Friday. You can call us this morning at 248-557-3300. Tell us what you think about the top issues in the American Arab and Muslim American community. For more information on this radio show, visit the ArabDailyNews.com. Remember, that's the ArabDailyNews.com. We want to share your views. We want you to engage in the conversation, and we are here to hear what you have to say. It could be about presidential politics, the worsening situation in Syria. Maybe you have an event taking place in your community. I know there are a lot of great things that have been happening. ADC had something. The American Human Rights Council had something. The Lebanese American Heritage Club, which I think is rebranded, they had a nice event. A lot of great things happening in the greater Detroit region. So you can call in and talk to us. Anything on your mind. How the Chaldeans doing today? A huge community. It's amazing how many emails I get from the Chaldean community about the radio show. I'm just amazed. I mean, they're just really active, phenomenal. And I'm just amazed by how big and active they are. So call in, let us know what you think, and, we want to hear what you have to say. 248-557-3300, 248-557-3300. It pretty much looks like now in politics that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, are probably going to be facing off in November. Now, I know we don't like it, at least some of us don't, because I know the Chaldean community is big behind Donald Trump, and the Muslim community is big against him. I'm not sure which way the Muslim community is going because Hillary Clinton isn't so great. And I'm not talking about non-Arab Muslims, okay? Because, listen, Muslims are a big community, 1.5 billion people. They have Ramadan coming up, I think, first week in June. So we're looking forward to that to celebrate with them because the Muslim community is phenomenal. But the majority of Muslims are not Arab. And I'll tell you what, all I care about are Arabs. I don't care about anybody else. I just am concerned about Arabs. And that means the 22% of the Muslims who are Arab, I care about them. The 2% of the Arabs that are Christian, I care about them. The Chaldeans, the Assyrians, Middle East Christians, Armenians live throughout the Middle East. I care about them too. But what's interesting about the presidential race is the way we approach politics. The Chaldeans are very active supporting Trump, and it's a positive thing. even though Trump has said some really stupid things. He said some dumb things like, he's going to ban all Muslims. I think the Muslim community is a little too sensitive, and, I don't think that they're really responding properly. I think that they could get him to change because he does represent so many other things besides that one stupid comment that he made. I don't believe he's a racist. He's had so many Muslim friends all his life. How does somebody overnight become a Muslim? So, Muslim basher. I don't know. So I think it's playing politics. But then on the other hand, how is Hillary Clinton any better? I ask Muslims that all the time. I say, listen, why is Hillary better? Why are you supporting Hillary? She's the worst. She hates Palestinians. She's torpedoed the peace process. She just said she's going to support building and expanding new settlements in the Middle East. Her biggest supporters, is this Chaim Saban, who is the financial guru who puts all the money into the Israeli settlements in the West Bank. They're stealing land. And can I tell you something? Most of the land being stolen is not from Christian Arabs, although we are getting our land stolen. Most of the land being stolen comes from Muslim Arabs. So what do we do? You going to vote Gary Johnson from the Libertarian Party? No chance. The guy's not going to win. We're going to waste our vote, throw it away. How about this scenario? I think it's the best one. And it requires thinking when you vote. And that is, you vote for Trump to throw the whole system back into disarray. Because you want to know the truth? None of them help us. And if you vote for Hillary Clinton, you know what you're going to be doing? You're going to be reinforcing an existing system that hates Arabs, that hates Muslims already. Just because some of these Republicans don't Muslim bash. You don't think they don't like us? Who do you think have invaded and attacked the Muslim world? Do you think Donald Trump did it? You think Trump was behind the wars and the murders and the killings, the war crimes in the Middle East? No, it's been every administration. Even, I have to tell you, Bill Clinton, he wasn't any better. That guy torpedoed the Middle East peace process. He destroyed it. He really he pulled the rug out from Yasser Arafat. We know the truth. So you need to step back, Muslims and Chaldeans and Christian Arabs, the small minority that we are, and you have to be smart, and you have to have a long-term agenda, because anybody that doesn't have a long-term agenda in the Middle East, you're done. It's over with. Honestly, you got to do that. So give us a buzz at 248-557-3300, 248-557-3300. I want to know what you have to say about politics and why. And I don't want to hear it. The worst thing to do is when somebody calls in and says, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. Okay, what's the solution? Not the problem. What is the solution? I hate Israel, I hate Israel. Okay, what's the solution? Hating is not a solution. Anger is not a solution. Activism against is not a solution. To be against somebody, you need to be for something. You have to have an alternative that is smart. And it's not enough to be angry. So let's take some phone calls here at 248-557-3300. Let's go to Jamal. He's on the line. Jamal, thank you for holding again.
Well, good morning, Ray.
Thank you for holding. I appreciate your call, man.
I'm listening to your news about Trump, which is making a lot of sense and no sense politics.
Yes,
that's
the best phrase I've heard. I'm going to use that. The best sense in no sense politics. You have come up with the phrase of the year. Thank you, Jamal. That's phenomenal.
Well, here where we are, the most hated candidate by Arabic oil sheikh and amirs and whatever is.
Oh yeah, they're the worst. These guys.
Trump. So Trump is hated by the Arabs.
Yeah.
Who are the reason to some degree in the situations we are. They hated Saddam, they hated Assad, they hated each other, and they hated Trump.
Yep.
And I wonder why they hate Trump. And I like your phrase about you can't turn around in the middle of the night and wake up and say, oops, hey, how would I kick you all out?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this guy has never been anti-Arab before. Do you know what I mean? He's never been anti-Arab, anti-Muslim. He's never been anti-Muslim. And all of a sudden he says something. I think he just said it stupidly. Don't you think? I think Trump just made a stupid comment.
This guy doesn't know politics from his fluffy hair. He is somebody who is a businessman. He has some revenge against the system. He came up and said, look, they come and kill us here, and they're all Arab Muslims, and
he's not so mad. He should have, listen, he could have said what he wanted to say much better, and that would have been, we need to tighten our borders until we get all the terrorists. And sadly, the truth is that most of the terrorists trying to get us happen to be people who claim that they're Muslim, although I don't believe they're really Muslim. Bin Laden, he said he was Muslim, but Bin Laden was no Muslim. He violated the very precepts of Islam. But Trump is not a history professor, a religious professor. Is he supposed to, do that?
Yeah, Ray, let's not try to be politically correct. Whether they are real, not real, are we God now to tell people who they are, Muslim and non-Muslim, Christians? Those small sects of Muslims adopted Islam using their own philosophy. Now, until we admit they are few out of 1.6 or 1.7 billion Muslims, we are not going to resolve this issue. Are they Muslim? Yes.
Yeah.
Are they terrorists? Yes. Are they criminals? Yes. I mean, just because you said I am Muslim, you stop becoming a criminal?
Yeah, there are criminals everywhere. You're absolutely right. I honestly, I sadly have to admit that sometimes Muslims are real sensitive when somebody singles out like a terrorist who happens to be Muslim. It's like nobody wants to take responsibility. Now, you're not responsible for what they did, but we need to be twice as loud. Muslims need to be twice as loud as condemning Muslims, and they need to be the first ones condemning.
I'm going to ask you straightforward questions. Straightforward.
Yeah,
and don't play the game of being politically correct. Do you really want the ones who said we are Muslims and they are terrorists and they are killers, do you really want them to come to this country?
No, I don't. I want to figure out a way. But it's the same thing with Mexico. Listen, this is a great example, Mexico. Trump said he wanted to build a wall to keep the terrorists and drug dealers come in here. And Mexicans got really upset. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? El Chapo is a Mexican who's one of the most brutal killers. They've beheaded more people than any Arabs or Muslims have beheaded in the past 10 years. And why aren't we focused on that? And when Trump said we need to stop him and the drug dealers that are killing our people, because many Americans have been killed over along that border, and we need to do something, they got really mad. And Vicente Fox, who's the former president of Mexico, who let El Chapo out of jail because his government was so corrupt, is now attacking Trump. And I'm thinking, okay, this is bad. The terrorists are going to win. The drug dealers are going to win if we're not smart enough to see through what's happening.
My friend Ray, let's stop here and focus on what we say, the Arabs. Try to get a visa to go one of those Emirates or one of those, kingdoms, whatever, Egypt. Try to get a visa. Try to get in their country. They will check every hair on your body. They'll count them. They want to know what color they are.
Yes,
and
the
how
Arab
tall-
world is not a
how
good
tall they
place.
are.
It isn't.
Why?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not.
why we are, so
But-
upset about one thing, only about this guy. I mean, this guy may not be presidential, but that's why they want him to be a president. Half the country wants him to be a president. Now, is this the best for the country? A lot of majority saying he's the best. I mean, look, I didn't format yet. I supported Bernie because I think Bernie is the best choice for this country. Now,
I do too.
if that's going to be a choice, this is where we are voting. But let's go back to Syria. Let's go back to this 7 million refugees of Syrian Arabs that very few of them are accepted in those rich oil countries. Those rich oil countries, Arabic,
Right.
Sheikh and Emirates and whatever they call them over
Yeah,
there,
it is a shame.
spending
We're letting them
billions
fight.
of dollars supporting the war in Syria, whether this war or the other war or this part or the other part. Look, nobody in Syria is out of the blame. Everybody is blamed. You are part of a war, you are blamed. God doesn't want wars. The only time God wants you to go to war is to defend your honor, your family, your land.
All right. Listen, Jamal, I got to let you go. We brought up some great points, and that's what we need to do more of. We need to be smart. We need to have a discussion. We can't let emotions, which is like for years, it's been the deciding factor in the Arab world, and we need to stop that. Jamal, thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. You made some sense. All right, I'm Ray Hanania. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go right back to the phones at 248-557. I was skipping numbers there. 248-557-3300 here at WNZK AM 690 in Detroit and AM 700 in Washington, D.C. I want to hear what you have to say. It's an open phone line. We want to hear your views. We're talking right now about Trump and Hillary and Sanders because it's going to impact our lives, but we're going to talk about more right after these messages.
Nidal's Pharmacy is a place to go for all of your prescription needs. All insurance plans are accepted at Nidal's Pharmacy. Prescription delivery is available. Nidal's Pharmacy is located at 23,800 Orchard Lake Road, Suite 102 in Farmington Hills. Call 248-477-2131. Nidal's Pharmacy, 248-477-2131.
From their first words to first grade, Dreamy Children's Center will help get your child on the right track. The highly qualified staff works closely with parents to provide an experience that goes beyond early education. We can help nurture important personality traits with the use of educational programs ranging from preschooling for infants to Montessori-approved programs and bilingual curriculums for young children. All meals can be provided and we can arrange for after-school pickup. Dreamy Children's Center in Dearborn Heights on Warren, in Westland on Ann Arbor Trail, and in Troy on DeQuinder.
Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on giant billboards across the metro. Jumana K-Ruse. You've seen her images on buses across the city. Now get to know Jumana K-Ruse.
Most people who sit in my office across from my desk are hurting on so many levels. One thing people do not know about medical malpractice is that the statute of limitation, meaning the time that you have to bring suit against a doctor, a hospital, is 2 years. In medical malpractice, that's a very short period of time. Not every lawyer is an advocate, but every lawyer should be an advocate.
Let Jumana K-Ruse protect your rights. Call the law offices of Jumana K-Ruse at 1-866-YOUR-RIGHTS, extension 100, or visit yourrights.com.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products. because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziad.com. That's www.ziad.com. Ziad, quality products from our family to yours.
And welcome back. We're talking about a lot of different things here at the Arab Daily News Radio Show. I'm Layla Al-Husseini's U.S. Arab Radio Network, Radio Baladi, which her show broadcasts Monday through Friday. You should be listening to it at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Detroit time, in Detroit, Washington. She's all over the place. She's a media mogul. Layla's a media mogul. Our number here is 248-557-3300. Let's go back to the phone lines and hear what some callers have to say. So I think Jamal is there. Hey. Not Jerry. Sorry, Jerry.
Good morning, Mr. Ray Hanania. Jerry Habba with you.
Jerry, how you doing? Thank you for calling.
Thank you for taking my call, Ray. I miss you. I miss you when you are not in the studio, or Layla, or Khalil. There's a big vacant, But anyway, Ray, I want to present myself to the people as Jerry, as a liberal Chaldean Arab American.
Yes, that's phenomenal. You're the first Chaldean that I've ever heard who called himself an Arab, too.
And I'm very proud to vote for Mr. Bernie Sanders when he won Michigan, and I'm proud of it. Even I know he won't make it because Hillary was her delegate, a lot of that, But the guy, he tried, and we give him a credit, and I believe he's doing wonderful.
Yep.
And even if he doesn't be nominee, I'm still appreciate him, and I salute him for his revolution, American revolution, I call it. Maybe a lot of people, they try to accuse him for being a socialist, he's a communist. No, I don't have nothing against communist people, but some people, they think, the media try to say Bernie is a communist. No, he's a socialist. But anyway, what I try to say about Mr. Donald Trump, I describe him as a hot balloon. He doesn't mean what he said. Believe me, Ray, about our brother Muslim people, he doesn't hate them.
Right.
It was just a matter of saying something without thinking about it, and because he's not a politician, he's a businessman.
Yep.
Second, Mexicans, the same thing. He doesn't hate all the Mexican. He knew what American people think, so he tried to get attention. The other things about hate women, as Hillary should say, he attacked women, he called them pigs, he called them losers.
Yeah.
I wish if Mr. Donald Trump, instead of calling Senator Ted Cruz a big liar, he should focus on Hillary Clinton to call her a hypocrite and a big liar. This is the woman, when she was a first lady, when she met 3 decades ago with Miss Suha Arafat, the first lady, the wife of the late Mr. Yasser Arafat. She was talking about the right of Palestinian and to have a state and everything. Did you ever see her talking about this issue now? Never. And she is the woman who tried to fight right of the woman. And here is the Clinton Foundation collect millions of dollars from the government of Saudi Arabia. And the one who abused the woman doesn't let their woman drive even a car.
Yeah, I know.
You see how hypocrite she is? And she tried to
I think we have bigger problems than whether Donald Trump really says something stupid. If I want to beat you as an Arab, when you and I are, like, let's say, competing in a game, okay, just a competition, see who's better. The strategy is I look at you and I say, hey, your mother wears army boots, and you get upset, and pretty soon you lose it and I win. That's what happens to us as Arabs and Muslims and Chaldeans. Somebody looks at us and says something that angers us so much, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That we lose it. We can't even control it, and we don't realize what they're doing. They don't care about what they said to us. All they care is that what they said to us has an impact on us, and we react predictably and exactly the way they expect us to react.
Very fast. But you know, Ray, you said something just 5 minutes ago when the other gentleman was with you.
Yeah.
We, the Arab people, and even the Chaldean, because we are a part of that culture, we are very sensitive. And this sensitive brings us to a lot of motion and to a lot of problem, and we get upset just like that hot air, you know. You know, like, I prescribe ourselves, the Arab and the Chaldean, no different than our brother, the African American. You know how sensitive they are. For any issue, they bring it to the race. Or you are against me because I'm a black. I'm this. No, my brother, no. Do your job, right? I will not fire you because you are black. No. But because you are lazy, you are not doing your job. But don't bring the issue racist because I'm a black. Same thing with our brother Muslim. You know, when somebody in American bureau, when he stand against you in a certain rule, like let's say in the Secretary of the State, when our Muslim sisters obtain the driver license, you know, when the official asks you to remove the veil, with my respect to your tradition and culture, he is not offending you. He is not disgracing your respect. He is doing or she is doing the rules. You have to remove
I think you're right.
that.
I mean, there are
because
it's not just Muslims. It's not just Muslims.
Right, how the policeman, when he stopped a woman and looked to the picture ID and has a veil or has a niqab, how are you going to know who is this person? You know, let us live.
I agree with you that we should never allow anybody to get a license by covering their face. But see, I go a little further. It isn't just Muslims and women who are forced to wear the niqab. I don't even like it. The burqa, the niqab is horrible. It's a sign of oppression. It's different from a hijab, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But you're right. Nobody should be allowed to cover their face. It's not about being Muslim at all. You're right.
To the Arab culture and the Muslim culture and the Christian culture, the Chaldean culture, the law is the law and should be nobody above the law. And we live in this great country, and there is حقوق وواجبات, and there is rules. We should respect it. This country gave us everything, the right of the vote, the right of practice religion, the right of worship, anything. You know, in our home countries, we were dreaming to have those freedom of speech. We have look, Chaldean people, regular businessmen, they right now, they own radio talk show. Everybody go and rent hour, 2 hours, and he is in a media. In Iraq or Egypt or Syria or Palestine, we never see a regular citizen has a radio station or TV station. Come on, guys. Let's appreciate what we got in this great country. And like I say, Ray, I don't like Donald Trump too much, but I believe Donald Trump, he is a good person. He just said something, things without he think about it. He will not build a wall. Believe me, Ray. This is all propaganda.
All right. I agree with you. Listen, I agree with you. I think he's overstepped his bounds. I know what he means to do. Jerry, thank you for calling again. I appreciate it, man. I got to make room for more callers.
And bless America.
Thank you. All right. 248-557-3300 is our number. You know, another issue I wanted to talk about this morning is the failure of the Arab world. You know, we blame this. Donald Trump is a good lesson for Arabs, Muslims, Chaldeans, Christian Arabs, whatever. Donald Trump is a reminder to us that we have such a pathetic network of communications. We don't discuss things properly in our community. I'm not talking here. We do, of course. This is the place if you want to discuss things. And I think people who don't come here, they're making a big mistake. But I will tell you that Donald Trump has really done something. He's opened the door to truth. And I'm going to tell you the truth. The Arab world, are you freaking kidding me? Those Arab countries are the worst. Dictators, murderers, killers, all in the name of, Islam, because they use it. That's what they're doing. These are Islamic countries, and Muslims should be upset with them the way they're upset with Donald Trump. Chaldeans should be upset with their governments, too. Christian Arabs should be upset with the lack of what's happening. I want to give you an example of something I think they should do, and then when we come back after the break, we'll talk about it. The Gannett newspapers, which owns USA Today, announced that they were going to buy 10 newspapers in the United States. The Chicago Tribune, I think, was one. The Orlando Sentinel was another one, and the Los Angeles Times. And there were 7 or 8 other newspapers, 10 or 11 papers. The price was $800 million. Now, to you and me, $800 million is a lot of money, right? But I'm going to tell you what, to those Arab sheiks that are spending millions and millions, hundreds of millions for diamond-crusted Mercedes, they buy an island so their women, could swim without anybody looking at them, hundreds of millions. And I'm wondering, I wish they would buy those newspapers and let's change this country. But then I'm thinking, are they the people we want to represent us as Arabs? We don't have a good representative. That's why we're getting beat, because we just don't have good representatives. This is the Arab Daily News radio show. I'm Ray Hanania. Our number, 248-557-3300. Give us a buzz. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the open phone line here at 248-557-3300. We'll be right back right after these messages.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
Life for Relief and Development is a nonprofit charity that has been providing humanitarian aid and development to people and communities regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background for over 22 years. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life rushes to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Life also has development projects to provide medical relief, water purification, educational programs, relief for orphans, and much more. Your help and support can greatly improve these efforts. All donations are tax deductible. For more information, please visit our website at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. That's lifeusa.org, 248-424-7493.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
And welcome back to the Arab Daily News radio show. Our website is thearabdailynews.com. We get over 800,000 page views every month. We get news stories over there. We got reports on American Arabs and Muslims. Arab Muslims. I'm sorry, I don't write about just any Christian. I write about Christian Arabs. And I don't write about any Muslim. I write about Muslim Arabs because I'm Arab. Although, lately I've been thinking, you know what? I don't know, the Arabs so disappointing. Maybe that I think I'm just going to call myself a Christian. I don't know. Let's go to the phone lines at 248-557-3300, either to continue the conversation on who you're going to vote for president, or any other topic you want to talk about. Mo, you're on the line here at the Arab Daily News Radio Show. Thanks for calling, Mo.
Thank you. Actually, I really, first time I listened to this, and I'm glad we have a voice. I'd like to make a comment on who I should vote for. Definitely I'm voting for Trump. This country needs Trump. This country needs to be changed. The comment I was listening to the last person, I think is Chaldean. I'm Chaldean American. I'm Christian. I'm very, very proud of this country. This country gave us the freedom. This country gave us a future for our children. Unfortunately, our country, the real country, did not give us what we needed. The simple thing is, person you should have is the freedom. We could not have it.
The Middle East, the Arab countries.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't get, you're right, they denied it to you. If you were Christian, the Arab countries would destroy you. Chaldeans are picked on by everybody. Muslims need to do more to speak out in defense of Chaldeans, and they don't. They need to do more to speak out in defense of Christians. Do you know how many people attack me because I'm Christian? And most of those attacks come from the Arab Muslim community. Do you believe that? They attack me and they go, oh, you're anti-Muslim. I go, I'm not anti-Muslim. Most Americans think I'm Muslim, and I'm proud to defend myself and say that I am a Muslim. But when do Muslims come up and defend me? The organizations, none of them.
The reason I'm really calling, I want to make a point about Trump. What I love about Trump, you can see in his the way he speaks. He speaks from he's a real speech from the heart. He said what he believes, and I'm very convinced he's going to do what he says. The wall is going to be built. The Muslim is going to be supreme, and that's something. He's not against the Muslim, and I want to make that point.
He's not against Muslims. I agree with you.
He's not against Muslims. He have a lot of friends, just like me. I have a lot of friends I adore and respect. We are against the fanatic Muslim. The Muslim, they will
any
cause
fanatic, you mean, too, but right.
Exactly. He is not against the Muslim. He's against the Muslim. They will cause all these trouble. Look at September 11, what happened. Who did it? The Christian did it? He showed me one Chaldean or Christian in the world kill somebody. That's why I like to know.
Even, listen, those guys that did it, they're not real Muslims. They claim they're Muslims, but you're right. I mean, to Americans, they're
they are using their religion. That to me is like a passport to represent and cause all the trouble in the world. Our brother Muslims should realize it, and to be honest with you, they should be the first one against these guys, because that's the guys getting the bad reputation for the Muslims. So
I agree, and I'm going to tell you something. Muslims don't realize how they're being exploited by politics in this country. President Obama reaches out to Muslims. He's not reaching out to Arab Muslims. You know, Arab Muslims are getting beat, and they don't even know it. They're helping to destroy themselves because most Muslims are not Arab. They're Asian, Pakistani, Indian. You know what? Their issues are not my issues, other than freedom. And what Asian country is free or democratic? There isn't any. Is Pakistan democratic? They're not democratic. They're the worst breeding ground for terrorism I've ever seen. And India is just as bad. So, you know, they pick on us, and I think Arab Muslims need to step back and stop calling themselves Arab Muslims. They need to call themselves Arab. That's what they should be.
You know what bothers me? It bothers me. We are the country, all the Arabs. Look at Syrian refugees and Iraqi refugees. Look what happened to them. Which Arab country opened their door in their country?
None. They're doing something, but they're not. You're right. They're doing something, but they're not doing enough. They're not doing.
I have a cousin. I'm going to tell you this. I have a cousin. He's a doctor. For years back, see, I love the country in 1976 because I was seeing the vision how they look at it as a Christian. I know this country is not for me. I decided to leave. Every time I used to talk to him, you know what he used to tell me? I would never leave Iraq. I will die here. I will die here. I used to tell him, Doc, try to leave. This is going to happen one day. It's going to be very sorry. Now he is out of the country. Sometimes, believe me, he doesn't have a piece of bread to feed his family. You know what? The ISIS, they took over all what he owed, his jobs. He was threatened. He has no choice. And now he's living in hell. And I used to remind him. I said, you remember I told you want? He said, no, I'm a doctor. I'm a human. I want to take care of these people. I will never leave in Iraq. I said, look what happened to you. Now you know how sorry he is? He said, I never thought. I said, look what are you paying? That's how a Christian been treated in Iraq, especially the Chaldean. Well, and then one thing I would like to say to our brother Muslim or to anybody, not just brother, even the Chaldean, if they don't believe, and anybody doesn't like this country, see, this country didn't come after us. We came to this country by choice. If you don't like what's going on in this country, you shouldn't be here. The country doesn't need you. We need this country. And I only want to say something to our sister, Muslim sisters. If they don't like taking the hijab for a driver's license, they shouldn't be in this country. They should not be in this country. The law is the law. I'm not talking from I'm a prejudice or not. No. I look at people and I respect people, how they act, who they are. I want to say for the last thing, correct, the Clinton, Mrs. Clinton, she is the biggest liar, crook in the world. I want to tell the whole listener, if you want to have a good country, to get the grip back to this country, vote for Trump. Please, God bless America, and God bless you for the beautiful show. It's my first time.
Thank you so much.
My first time I ever listened to it, and I'm going to keep listening to you. And I hope you'll give me, what is the time? Is it once a week or every day?
I'm only here the second Friday of every month. I know that's not a lot. You know what? I do so much. I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of media relations, and it's just so much that I do. I can't do it. But once a month, I'm here the second Friday. Look me up on Facebook, morning? Ray Hanania.
And in the morning?
All right. Yeah, only in the morning, right here at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 8 o'clock on this station, the second Friday of every month. But listen to Layla's show. Listen to Layla's show. We need to support each other as a community. We really do. She's very secular, very smart, and she supports everybody. Listen, Mo, thank you for calling, man. We appreciate it.
I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to express my feelings. God bless America.
No problem, man. Thank you. How can you be angry with anybody that says God bless America? So I think that's great. Thank you. Our number here is 248-557-3300, 248-557-3300. The news out of Syria is that Mustafa Bedreddin, he's like the number 1 or number 2 deputy commander of Hezbollah, was killed in an explosion in Damascus. I know Hezbollah is backing the Assad regime, and I know Syria has the Arab community divided. And again, you know what, I'm just not, I don't want to say Muslim or Christian, but, you know, Muslims need to stop telling me Muslim. You know what I mean? You can't say, hey, stop saying Muslim and Christian, just say Muslim. No, I'm not going to just say Muslim. I'm Christian. And Muslim and Christians are together. We work together. We have the same issues. Chaldeans, Muslims, Christians, all of us, we're all the same. We're Arab. We should be Arab. The Chaldeans, I know, culturally are not Arab. They don't want to be Arab. But, you know, you live in an Arab country. We should find a way to work together and respect each other for the way we want to be. If a woman wants to wear a niqab and a burqa, that's her right. I think it's stupid. I think it's terrible. But if that's what she wants to do, she can do it. But I think that if she wants to get a driver's license, she has to take that face mask off. She can't wear that veil. Otherwise, don't get the driver's license. That's just my opinion. And it's a safety issue. It has nothing to do with being Muslim. You can't cover your face. The only way you can identify people is through their face. And if I can't see your face, I can't identify you. So no driver's licenses. I'm sorry. What am I going to do? But let's also be smart. That's not a hijab. A hijab is a very respectful form of religious observance for many Muslim women. And a lot of Arab women wear a hijab. So those are issues that sometimes we don't distinguish. And I think if we look, even if we take that principle further and look at Donald Trump and what he said, I don't think he hates Muslims. I don't think he hates Mexicans. I think what he wants to do is figure out a way to keep the bad terrorists from coming into this country. And right now, bad terrorists are coming in using Islam as their cover. And Muslims are not doing it. They're coming in from Muslim countries and Arab countries. And these Arab Muslim countries, they're corrupt. They're dictatorships. Why do we scream about Donald Trump when we won't scream about the crimes in our own backyard? I'm Ray Hanania. We're going to take a quick break here at the Arab Daily News radio show. Our number is 248-557-3300. We're going 100 miles an hour this morning, so you want to call in. You better start running, get even with the train, and jump on board, okay? Otherwise, your voice doesn't mean anything. You need to express yourself. And if I disagree with you, I would always be respectful. I would never disrespect you. 248-557-3300. Ray Hanania here. We're going to be right back right after these messages.
قشات ميديترينيان ماركت بإدارة سهر قشات وأولاده يرحبون بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. جميع أنواع المواد الغذائية، البان طازجة، الكرزات والبهارات الطازجة. داخل الأسواق مطعم ميديترينيان شيش كباب يقدم يوميا جميع أنواع الكباب، المقبلات العربية العراقية وصواني الكامبو المميزة. تفتح الأسواق من 8 إلى 9 مساء من الاثنين وحتى السبت، ومن 8 صباحا إلى 9 مساء يوم الأحد. تقع الأسواق على 32839 نورث ويسترن هايواي في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز. لحوم حلال للجالية الإسلامية. لطلباتكم من المطعم كول 248-538-7855. That is 248-538-7855. قشة ميديترينيان ماركت، خدمة متميزة ومعاملة راقية.
أمسافر وحدك وفايتني.
أمتي ترافل للسياحة والسفر بإدارة نبيل الباشا تعلن عن افتتاح مكتبها الواقع على 28695 راين رود في مدينة وورن. خدمات متميزة وخبرة تفوق 20 عاما نضعها في خدمة عملائنا الكرام. مع أمتي ترافل يمكنكم حجز رحلاتكم الجوية داخل أمريكا، الوطن العربي وأنحاء العالم، إضافة إلى الأماكن السياحية والاستجمام. للحصول على أفضل العروض وأنسب الأسعار ولمزيد من المعلومات اتصلوا على الرقم 586-578-9126 586-578-9126. أمتي ترافل، عنوان للصداقة والثقة. أسواق زمزم الواقع على 24065 أورشاد ليك في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز ترحب بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. تنزيلات كبيرة على عموم المواد الغذائية في يوم الأربعاء من كل أسبوع. لا تنسوا فريش كاري اوت، جميع انواع المعجنات، وايضا صواني الكامبو المشكله والصمون الحار. لحوم حلال الجاليه العربيه والاسلاميه الملحمه باداره قصاب الجاليه المعروف سلوان جربوع. زوروهم على 24065 اورشاد ليك في مدينه فارمينغتون هيلز، او اتصلوا بهم على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمذاق عنوان لجميع طلباتكم، اتصلوا على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمعامله الراقية وكرم الضيافة عنوان.
And welcome back to the Arab Daily News radio show. I'm Ray Hanania. We got a lot of people on hold. We're going to go right to them, but I want to just point out really quick. Out in, I think it's West Haven, Connecticut, they put up a billboard on a major expressway that denounced and reminded the public, to help the USS Liberty survivors. Remember that ship in 1967 that was attacked, an American ship, by Israel, and 31 or so number of people, I don't have the exact number, were killed. These are American citizens. So the survivors, these are the American survivors, military people who lost people on that attack, put up a billboard that said, help the USS Liberty survivors, and they have a website called honorlibertyvets.org, honorlibertyvets.org. And underneath it, it said, help the USS Liberty survivors attacked by Israel. And the Anti-Defamation League, which defames more people than anybody I know, attacked that sign saying it was anti-Israel and it had to be taken down. Hey, you don't like it? Go to Israel. Don't stay here. You know what? Because the Liberty survivors, they've never gotten justice. They deserve justice. And I know there are a lot of good Israelis in Israel who agree with me and who want to do the right thing. But let's go to the phone line to Unzales. I think that's the name I got on the screen here. You're on the Arab Daily News radio show. Thank you.
Good morning.
Did I get your name right?
Wadad.
Wadad, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks.
Thank you for calling.
I am a little mad about my brothers Muslim, and I'm mad at Saudi Arabia because they never had one refugee in their country. It
is terrible.
Go over any place in the world, we build you Jama, we build you a mosque to go and pray over there. But they don't want to take not even one refugee. This is what they call Arab Muslim.
Yeah, listen, the Muslim Gulf states are horrible. They're horrible places. They violate people's rights all the time. They do it in the name of Islam, and we, because we're oppressed all over the world, we don't want to speak out against them because we're so happy to get their breadcrumbs. Okay. You know, it's like people here, they don't want to attack the Saudis and the Saudi regime because the Saudis give away so much money. They buy our silence. A lot in the Arab community don't want to speak out.
But they have to speak out.
Yes, they do.
And I love my brothers and sisters Muslim because I lived in country, we were like sisters and brothers.
We are. You're right. I mean, that's what, we can have a debate about what's wrong and they shouldn't get upset when they hear people like us who are victims. Do you know how many Chaldeans were killed, by the Islamic world that nobody cared about? They need to care about them.
Two of my cousin in Mosul 4 years ago.
Wow.
A mother and a daughter. These people, they don't have to live on the earth because they have so much hatred in their eyes. We should talk to our brothers and sisters Muslim, telling them let's go back to where we were 30, 40, 50 years ago. We were living like a brother and sister.
I wish we could go back then, but the world has changed. Well, Dad, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for doing the show. We love you, and we are listening to you always.
I appreciate it. I love the Chaldean community. I got in an argument with people this week on my Facebook page. I'm tired of being attacked by Muslim organizations that are extremists.
Have arguing. Maybe one day they're going to listen. They're going to think they are wrong. They keep killing people. This is right.
Yeah.
But it is the problem. These Muslim people, they are just hushed up about these things going on. They're not saying nothing.
Yeah, I agree, and I understand you with that. I understand you. You're not against Muslims.
I am not.
You want Muslims to stand up and do the right thing. I agree.
And next door to Jew.
Yeah, the same thing. I'm not angry with Jews too. You're right. We want them to do the right thing.
Next to Muslim and Jew, I was in between. We love each other. They love me and I love them. We play together. We have fun together. We grow up together. And I wish I could read very well and look in a computer to look for my neighbor 50, 60 years ago in Israel. We don't hate each other. The government are doing it, but we don't hate each other. Thank you very much.
You're welcome with that.
I'm very sorry because I got so upset.
No, upset is good. This is where you get it out of your system. That's why we need more communication, so we talk to each other, we get it out of our system, and then we think and do the right thing.
I want my brother Muslim to talk all over the world, to hire their voice and say something.
Yes, they need
doing these things in the name of the Muslim. Muslim, they don't want to do this. These are some other people. They're not Muslim. Hell with them if they say they are Muslim. They're not Muslim. Muslim, they don't do these things. They didn't do these things before.
You're right. Thank you with that. I appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thank you very, very much.
All right. 248-557-3300. I think we have Adel on the line. Is Adel still there?
Hi, Ray.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for being so patient.
Oh, no problem. Great.
You're our last caller, so I'm going to give you the last 4 minutes.
Thanks a lot. Hey, with all the hype that we have for the presidential elections, I just wanted to point out that local elections are very, very important, and they do affect us to the individual person. So getting out to vote in the primary and also in November is crucial for your community, for your local community, because a lot of things will be on the line. So we would hope people would go out to vote and register to vote right now, since they have the time until August or November. It's very, very important that we vote and we make our voice heard. And as I said, local elections are very important because they do affect you as a person, as an individual, as a household. So that was just my point, that we don't get really caught up in the presidential elections and forget about the most important.
Yeah, we react to the emotion, unfortunately, right? You know, Donald Trump says something, we get angry with it. Hillary Clinton says something, we get angry. We forget, you know, that a lot of these people yelling and screaming are not registered to vote. In fact, 50% of the people who could register to vote don't even register. And of the 50% that do register, only 40% actually vote.
Right.
That means, like, what? We're talking 20% of the population votes, and then if there are two candidates, that means 10% of the population decides the policy in this country. If you don't register to vote, you can't change that.
And that is true. And even going down to that 10%, you still have the Electoral College. So some people in some states, their votes don't really matter for the presidential election.
Yes, I agree. I think our system is rigged. The Electoral College, really, you don't elect the Electoral College. They put the people up, and then you vote on them with your candidate. But that Electoral College voter doesn't have to vote for the person that you think they're supposed to vote for.
Right. So
that's like the superdelegates on the Democratic side. The whole system, honestly, is discouraging, and maybe that's why a lot of people don't register to vote, though, don't you think?
Correct. And that's the problem, is like they do feel like their vote doesn't matter when it comes to presidential elections in some states. But I'd say your vote really matters when it comes to local elections. So I would hope
I think you're right. I think local elections where we got to start. We got to get active, regardless of whether you're Arab, non-Arab, Muslim, Christian, or Jew. We need to get involved. Good people, not enough good people actually take the time to vote they need to. Adel, thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. You've had a sane message this morning, and we need more of that.
Anytime. Thanks, Ray. Bye.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. All right, listen, I just want to thank, everybody for listening again. It's phenomenal that you guys take the time to share with me on the second Friday of every month. And we get a chance to talk and, just kind of, share our views. And I think it's important. And I think that we need to do this, and I think that we need to do more of this. I think we have to express ourselves. And I think, is this Mike, by the way, who's my producer? Is that Mike? Are you the producer online, running the show?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's good. Mike, I'm sorry. I always want to at least credit you for taking the time. You do such a great job. You're always so helpful. They need to give you a raise, okay? Let's start a campaign. My next show is about giving Mike a raise because he does a great job. Mike, listen, I'm just joking. Not about giving you a raise, but I don't want to put too much pressure on you. Thank you so much for helping me this morning. I want to thank everybody for listening. I'm Ray Hanania. My website is thearabdailynews.com. I hope you'll visit it and find me on Facebook and share your opinions there. Let's keep this conversation going. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next month, second Friday, 8 a.m. Bye-bye.